Hello, great people. I can't help but think in my head that what is wrong with Kashim Shettima, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? What is really wrong with this man? Why are you making statements that people know are untrue? At a public forum, the Vice President said the house that he is living in Maiduguri is better than that of the one President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is living in Lagos State at Bourdillon. He tried to present his principal as a modest and prudent guy. In this episode of Politics with Deji, I'll be bringing you the analysis whereby we'll be comparing notes between what Kashim Shettima said and the true person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at least from the information that we know about him in public domain. But first, before we proceed, let us watch the video where Kashim Shettima was making the statement. Watch this video while we come back for an in-depth analysis of what transpired. Watch this video.
And in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have a leader that we can invest our trust in. I'm not playing politics, I'm speaking from the heart. I have seen the soul of Bola Tinubu, and he has a good soul. He means well for the nation. He wants to live in a place of glory. He is not in power to engage in primitive capital accumulation, no. He is in power to leave landmarks in the sands of time. He is the most demonized politician in Nigeria. The first time I went to his house at Bourdillon, the Lord of the Bourdillon, I was looking forward to see a mansion comparable to a Buckingham Palace, with gardens, with swimming pools, with leaves, and it was an anticlimax. When I went to the house on the Bourdillon, where the Lord of the Bourdillon holds court, I saw a derelict colonial structure struggling to wear the looks of modernity. There was something special about that house. My house in Maiduguri is better than the house on the Bourdillon. It's not about apportioning blame, but it's about finding solutions to our nation's needs. We knew there are challenges. The president had the courage, the political courage, and the willpower to take far-reaching decisions.
Now, let me share my insights about that video that you just watched. Why could Shettima be making such a statement at this point in time? This is not their first 1 week in office. It is not campaign season. It is not election period. So why are you trying to present your principal as a modest man? And is your principal truly a modest man? First, Kashim Shettima is making this statement after the revelation that 3 presidential jets were seized in France. Now, one of those presidential jets was allegedly bought but yet to be delivered to Nigeria. So Kashim Shettima making this statement, is this trying hard to sell the president as a modest man in the wake of something we can call a subtle or looming protest against the purchase of the presidential jet? You will recall that Nigerians have been clamoring that we don't need a presidential jet at this point in time. We have a number of jets that are useful, that can be used, that can be repaired if there's any minor fault, that can be serviced and can still be used at this point in time. Well, in any case, if you are telling Nigeria to bear the pain, just as the president has always crusaded, now why do you want to buy a presidential jet at this point in time and you are telling Nigeria to bear the pain? And this is one of the things that led to the End Bad Governance protest. So Kashim Shettima making that statement at a public forum, the question is to what end? What does he intend to achieve by making that statement? Is he trying to make the president look modest after alleged purchase of presidential jet? You know, the presidential jet could have just been delivered into Nigeria and that is it. That's the end of it. But now it has been impounded in France by the order of court based on the Ogun State default of payment to Zhongshan. Now, Nigerians have known that, okay, we are expecting a new jet in the face of economic hardship. So what is the vice president trying to achieve? Is he trying to work on the psychology of Nigerians? Well, maybe that can work for you, but it doesn't work for somebody like me, because as someone who has lived in Lagos for many years, actually born in Lagos, I know one or two things about the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which are also the things that you will know that are matters of public knowledge. And now we will now x-ray whether these things are applicable to Bola Ahmed Tinubu or not, or whether the vice president is right or not. But first, let me say to this that in governance, modesty and prudency should be shown, not said. If you are prudent, you have to show it to people, not that you'll be saying it, that I'm prudent, I'm prudent. In this case, what we've largely had is the presidency has been saying I'm prudent, I'm modest, but I've not been showing it. What Nigerians need is for you to show that you are prudent, for there to be empirical facts that you are prudent. Reduce the number of your aides, reduce the ministries, reduce the running cost of governance. The Nigerian will know that, oh, now we have a prudent president. But what we've had from this presidency is largely rhetorics. Oh, we are prudent, but Nigerians have not seen it. So in governance, modesty and prudency should be shown, not said. When modesty and prudency are said but not shown, what you have is, at the end of the day, protest, just as we have during the End Bad Governance protest. So the presidency is making a mistake, and they need to kind of like re-strategize and begin to show prudency, not just saying it, to also be showing that they are feeling the pain of the economic hardship and not just telling people to endure the pain. Now to the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to see whether he is modest or not. The vice president is trying to portray him as a modest guy, that, oh, he's not, he doesn't have a kind of like larger than life lifestyle. Is that true? Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a poor man before he became president, the godfather of Lagos State since 1999? Anybody that rules some strategic street or community in Lagos State for just 1 week, you cannot be poor again in your life. If they put you in charge of Mushin, that you should be collecting all the taxes of all the shops, the tenement rate in Mushin alone, the signage levy, you cannot be poor again in your life. If they give you for just, let's say, 3 months, that you are the one collecting all the money of all these market women, all revenue coming from Mushin, you cannot be poor. So imagine somebody in charge of Lagos State since 1999, and somebody that before he became president, he has a private jet, that we know that he flies private jet. You are now trying to portray the man to us as being prudent, that, oh, your own house is more fine than that of the man. You can't deceive Nigerians anymore. I believe Nigerians are getting wiser. This is the same president, with profound respect to the president, that was seen, that bullion van was seen in his house, 2 bullion van. Is it a poor man that will order bullion van during the election period? Is it what is bullion van doing in his house on the eve of election? So now, poor man, they order bullion van. Or you, where they watch me, do you have the capacity to order a bullion van? Do you know how much bullion van we carry? So a man that can order bullion van, when he's not the governor of the state, when he's not, a bank manager, and he can order bullion van, where did he get that money from? And can we say that kind of man is poor? So that nullifies the statement of Kashim Shettima, because the personality of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is different from what Shettima is trying to portray. Remember the story of Yoch. So is it somebody that doesn't like exorbitant lifestyle, that want to buy Yoch, another presidential jet? So what Shettima is saying is just bad PR, because rather than show up the public image of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has ended up embarrassing the man. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is still the godfather of Lagos, the landlord of Lagos. You are trying to portray the man as being modest. Okay, if you say the man is modest, that Bourdillon is not a fine place, what about the house that Bola Ahmed Tinubu allegedly has outside the country? What about those ones? Are those ones not expensive? Are they not bought in pounds, dollars, and euros? The house that he allegedly has, or that he allegedly bought using his cronies, are those ones cheap? The presidential jet that is riding, the maintenance of the presidential jet, is it cheap? Is it free to maintain a presidential jet? To maintain a private jet, apologies. Is it cheap? Is it free? That you are not a governor, you are not an industrialist like Dangote. You are just known as the political leader of a party during Buhari regime, and you are flying private jet. Do you know the cost of maintaining a private jet? So can we say that kind of man is modest? The landlord of Lagos. You say that kind of man is modest? No. So you are embarrassing the man while desperately trying to seek legitimacy. That's what Kashim Shettima has done. You know, when you are desperate sometimes, you act the way you are not supposed to act. Instead of you to earn accolades, you end up earning public rebuke. Now, people are rebuking the vice president. So, he has embarrassed the man than usual, because people know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a stinkingly rich guy. There was a time Dele Momodu, PDP stalwart, was on Arise News, and he was speaking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he was saying that if it is blessing, God has blessed this man because he knows that he is stinkingly rich. So the thing is, bragging about wealth in a terrorist and poverty-ridden state. Now I'm talking about Kashim Shettima. You are bragging that your house is finer than that of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos, and you are proud of it, having governed a state that is ridden by terrorism and poverty. So the question is, where did you get the money? So that puts your leadership capacity in question. That if your house is finer than Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and you govern over a state that is ridden by terrorism, banditry, and you govern over that state for over 80 years, and you are now doing house competition, your house is finer than that of the president. The question is, where did you get the money? Or was the money of the state being used to provide luxury for you while your people are perishing through terrorism and banditry? So the thing is, he himself, Kashim Shettima, has created a bad PR for himself. Because if he presided over a prosperous state, if he had presided over a peaceful state, it would have been understandable. But you presided over a state that was ridden by terrorism and poverty, and you are proud to say your house is, your house is, is a luxurious home. It took the effort of Zulum that took over for him, Governor Zulum, to now be setting things right. And sincerely, that man is trying. Kudos to him. He has been able to do some things that even the people of the state do not imagine that can be done. So you are struggling for legitimacy as a government. Legitimacy is earned. You don't struggle for legitimacy. And I'll give you 3 actions why this government, how this government have been struggling for legitimacy recently. 3 actions how this government have been struggling for legitimacy. Number 1 is this action of Kashim Shettima, whereby you are trying to present the president as a modest and prudent man, which is false from the evidence available in public domain and from some of the analysis that I've given. How the presidency is also trying to get legitimacy by all means is during the Council of State meeting, whereby the Council of State, which is a respected body, is now passing a vote of confidence on the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When does the Council of State becomes a legitimacy ratifying body? The Council of State is supposed to be discussing crucial issues. How ECOWAS is going to bring back Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. Crucial national issues. How they're going to create economic succumb. How security is going to improve in the country. Unfortunately, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now turned his inaugural Council of State meeting into a legitimizing body whereby they now sat down. So do you bring Jonathan from Otuoke to come and legitimize your government? You brought Buhari from Daura to come and legitimize your government. That can only happen when you are desperate for legitimacy. Another way that this government has been desperate for legitimacy is during the End Bad Governance protest. Rather than for the government to acknowledge that there's hardship in the land and fish out those that want to use politics, that are playing the political game using the protest, the government didn't do that. What government did unilaterally was to say, oh, these people, they want to remove the president. So the presidency in its own eyes has done no wrong. It's just people that are trying to remove the president. So the presidency itself is trying to score itself high and saying, oh, we have been doing the right thing. This protest is just about politics. So government should not be desperate for legitimacy. No. Do the work. People will praise you when you are doing the right thing. But so long as you are not doing the right thing, people will keep criticizing you, and all this propaganda, it won't favor you as a government. You will end up embarrassing yourself the more. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, or you are yet to follow me on Facebook, please follow me so that you can always enjoy the analysis from Politing with Omoshola Deji, and make sure you turn on your notification button. Don't only do that, try and share to other people. Let them learn as we are learning from each other on this platform. Till I come your way next, which is going to be very soon, I remember myself, Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist, public affairs analyst. Till I see you again very soon, stay blessed. I love you all.